Visharad, and he had two sons. One is Vasudev and other is Madhusudan. This Vasudev became known as Sarvabhauma. Sarvabhauma actually was his title. Sarvabhauma means one who has the sovereignty over the entire planet. So he was considered to be the greatest scholar of the entire earth planet at that time. Vasudev Sarvabhauma. Sarvabhauma actually is a title given to a king. There are the king's titles are Nripati, Shamrat, and the highest is Sarvabhauma. So similarly, the scholars also used to get their titles in this way, like Digvijayi and Sarvabhauma. So Vasudev Sarvabhauma was considered to be the greatest scholar, and he left Navadvip to study in Mithila. Mithila was the seat of Nyaya Shastra. Nyaya, the logic, is one branch of the Sat Darshan. Purva Mimamsa, Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Sankhya, Yoga and Uttar Mimamsa. So these are the 6 branches of Darshan or Vedic philosophy. And one of them is Nyaya. The English word for Nyaya is logic, but it's not really just logic. It's something much more profound than that. So Mithila at the time was the seat of Nyaya Shastra. And they had the monopoly because all the scriptures of Nyaya were kept in Mithila. So if anybody wanted to study Nyaya, he had to go to Mithila. And Jai Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki jai. But Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he went to study there and he memorized all the scriptures of Nyaya. In a way, he stole all the Nyaya scriptures in his brain. He had memorized all the scriptures and he copied them and he opened a school of Nyaya in Navadvip. That is how Navadvip then became the place for Nyaya. And the Pandits of Mithila became so upset that they sent an assassin to kill Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. I mean, sometimes these Brahmanas can be quite dangerous. Just because he took the scriptures away from there, they wanted to kill him. But the person who was sent to kill Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya became so impressed by the personality of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya that he fell at his feet, admitted to him what actually happened, and begged forgiveness and went away from there. Later on, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya came to Orissa and became the Sabha Pandit of King Prataprudra. And so Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was such a great scholar that even the sannyasis from all over India used to come and study under his tutelage, Vedanta. They used to study Vedanta. Oh, this is another point. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, after studying Nyaya in Mithila, didn't come straight back to Navadvip. He went to Benares to study Vedanta. And so then that's how he actually became so famous as the exponent of Vedanta philosophy. And it is because of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's conversion that Prakashananda Saraswati was so upset with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Like Prakashananda Saraswati was the head of the sannyasis in Benares, and when he heard that they are all proponents of Mayavad philosophy, the Vedanta those days meant Vedanta based on Shariraka Bhashya of Shankaracharya. They did not consider that there is any other Bhashya or explanation of Vedanta. Or the most important consideration of Vedanta was the way Shankaracharya was presented. So whenever they studied Vedanta, it was Shankaracharya's Shariraka Bhashya or Vivartavad or Mayavad. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was very impressed with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but he was concerned because his understanding was that a sannyasi should be grave, sannyasi should be always absorbed in remembering Aham Brahmasmi, that I am Brahman, and he should be completely detached from any material activities. What to speak of this personality who is so emotional? He dances and chants, which is not befitting a sannyasi. A sannyasi shouldn't dance and chant like this, dance and sing, because dancing and singing is an expression of emotion. But a sannyasi should be completely devoid of emotion. He should be Aham Brahmasmi. And then another thing that he considered was that he is young. At the age of 24, he took sannyas, and on top of that, he is so handsome. And then he considered that each time Jagannath accepts prasad, bhoga, as many times Jagannath eats, that many times this young sannyasi eats. So, for a young man, if he can't control his tongue, how will he control his senses? So he became very concerned about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he expressed that concern to others, but Gadadhar Pandit became very upset. Gadadhar Pandit told him that, look, don't consider him to be an ordinary person. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and even his students became very opposed to this idea. He said, how can you consider a human being to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Then Gopinath Acharya gave various arguments, various scriptural evidence, but they wouldn't accept. And finally, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya told him that the Lord is known as Trijuga. The Lord doesn't appear in the age of Kali. Therefore, he is called Trijuga. He appears only in 3 Jugas. Then Gopinath Acharya told him that he doesn't come and display his Leela avatar in the age of Kali. Therefore, he is considered to be Trijuga. But as a Jugavatar, he comes in all 4 Jugas. And this personality is the Jugavatar. And the dharma of the Kali Yuga, Juga dharma of Kali Yuga, is Nam Sankirtan. And what he is doing is establishing that Nam Sankirtan. And he quoted the 2 verses from Mahabharata and Srimad Bhagavatam. Shuvarna Varna Hemanga from Mahabharata. Shuvarna Varna Hemanga Barangas Chandanangadi Shannasa Krichamo Shanta Nishtha Shanti Parayana. The Lord Shamsundar, assuming a molten golden complexion, Shuvarna Varna Hemanga. Barangas Chandanangadi, his beautiful form will be anointed with sandalwood paste. And Shannasakrit, he will accept sannyas. And Shamo Shanti, Nishtha Shanti Parayana. Shannasakrit, Shamo Shanti, Nishtha Shanti Parayana. He will teach the process of Shanti and Nishtha, becoming situated in Shanti and Nishtha himself. That is, as a sannyasi, assuming sannyas, the Supreme Personality of Godhead will come and establish the Juga Dharma. So he pointed that, and he also quoted from Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna Varnam Tisha Krishnam Sangapangastra Parshadam Jaggai Sankirtana Prayir Jajanti Hisumenasa. So this personality is none other than Krishna himself. Look at him. He's always chanting the holy name of Krishna himself. Krishna himself appeared chanting the holy name of Krishna all the time. Krishna Varnam Tisha Akrishnam, assuming a non-Krishna form. That is, assuming the molten golden form. And he will establish the Juga Dharma. Jaggai Sankirtana Prayai. And then Gopinath Acharya told him that, look, with wisdom and knowledge, one cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead only by receiving His mercy. Kripa. Ishwarer kripalayesh nahiko tomate. You do not have an iota of this mercy of the Lord. Therefore, অতএব ঈশ্বর তত্ত্ব না পারো জানিতে. Therefore, you cannot understand the tattva of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So in this way, they were related to each other. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Gopinath Acharya were brothers-in-law. And in India, the brothers-in-law have a very sweet relationship. That means the sister's brother, the wife's brother is called Shalak or Shala. So sometimes it is considered to be an abuse also. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was Gopinath Acharya's wife's brother, younger brother. Therefore they could have this kind of sweet relationship. So they practically got into a fight over Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's identity. So Gopinath Acharya said, Ishwarer kripalesh nahiko tomate অতএব ঈশ্বর তত্ত্ব না পারো জানিতে. Then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya roared, সার্বভৌম কহে আচার্য কহ সাবধানে তোমাতে ঈশ্বর কৃপা বুঝিব কি বা কেমনে. Be careful what you are saying. How do you understand that you have received the mercy of the Lord? So in this way they had a fight. Then finally Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya told, okay, just go and inform Chaitanya, Krishna Chaitanya, to come to my house and have prasad. And he'll also bring his associates with him and let them come and take prasad, and after that we will discuss more. So this is how they actually stopped fighting at that time. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was brought to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's house, and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya started to express his concern. And and Gopinath Acharya and others, mainly Gopinath Acharya, was very, very opposed to the idea that Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is going to instruct Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on Vedanta and try to elevate him. That was another point that Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was making, that when he heard that he has taken sannyas from Keshav Bharati, there are Dasnami sannyasi, that Bon, Aranya, Parvat, Giri, Samudra, and one of them is Bharati. So Bharati order of sannyas is not very exalted. The Giri, Parvat, Bon, Aranya, these are the high orders. Bharati is a middle order. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya told Gopinath Acharya that I will educate him, and giving him new Jogapatya, I will elevate him to a higher order of sannyas. So Gopinath Acharya also is again very upset with that. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very very compassionate. So he told Gopinath, he is my well-wisher, so that I can maintain my sannyas properly. He is trying to make all these arrangements. Why are you getting upset about it? So yes, Sarvabhauma, I will study Vedanta under your tutelage. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sat down and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya started to instruct him. For 7 days, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya instructed Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu silently listened to his instructions, his explanation. Then on the 8th day, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya considered that this boy is just listening without making any question, without asking any question. Is he really understanding? So he asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna Chaitanya, do you understand what I am talking, what I am explaining? Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very humbly said that I am not very learned. I do not have the understanding of the scriptures so well. But because I am a sannyasi, I am just listening to you. Then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, if you don't understand, then why don't you ask? If you don't ask, how can I understand what you are not understanding? Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him that the sutras of Vedanta Sutra I understand perfectly. But what you are saying, that is what I don't understand. Your explanation is not clear to me. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, in order to explain the sutra is the bhashya. I am elaborating